Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Marvel Champions with Spider-Woman and Wasp. So, we're going to be doing the last villain of the Rise of the Red Skull campaign expansion. And yeah, we're up against the Red Skull. So, let's go ahead and read up on him. So, Red Skull, he is a Hydra, 2 scheme, 0 attack. And then his special ability when attacking is he has +1 attack for each side scheme in play. Freedom is only for the one who rules, all others must be slaves. He has 12 HP per player, so he has 24 in this case. And then as part of the setup, you have Red Skull 1 and 2, Red Skull and Standard encounter sets, and then 2 modular encounter sets. So Hydra Assault and Hydra Patrol are the recommended ones. We do have them already added in. And then you put the Red House into play, shuffle every other side scheme into the side scheme deck, and set it next to the encounter deck. Set the Sleeper side out of play. So the side scheme deck is over here. It is made up of all the Red Skull cards except for the ones that the Red House, which we just took out. It also has the Hydra Patrol from the Hydra Patrol module set. I've already gone through the rest of this. There are no other. So yeah, the gimmick here is all the side schemes are in a separate deck, and it has its own. And unlike the experimental weapons that Crossbones had, with Crossbone, the experimental weapon once it got out of its deck, it was treated as an encounter card and just got discarded to the encounter discard. But for this Red Skull thing, the Red Skull side scheme actually has its own discard. And whenever you get through all of them, it'll just reshuffle that discard back in. So essentially, we're going to be guaranteed to be dealing with side schemes throughout the entire thing here. Anyway, for the Red House, we have, let's see, Red Skull built his fortress over the White House as a symbol of Hydra's conquest over America. Red Skull cannot take damage. Interrupts when a character thwarts the side scheme, they can use their attack instead of their thwart. So that's the good part. It does have 6 threat on it. And we also have the Sleeper here set aside. You'll know what to do with them. We're going to go ahead and shuffle this deck now while we can. And then, of course, it said to shuffle this as well, so we'll shuffle it. All right. The Rise of the Red Skull, 16 to advance, or 8 per person. Starts at 0, gets 1 per player for every activation. Red Skull plans to conquer the world with the power of the Reality Stone. He uses his strategic genius to keep you busy while he works toward his goal. So yeah, that's essentially the idea. He's going to keep us busy while he gets a bunch of side schemes up. Or rather, he's going to use those side schemes to keep us busy while this is ticking away. Anyway, force response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. So yeah, every round, we're going to have to a side scheme's going to spawn. And we're going to have to deal with it. And every side scheme that spawns, he's going to get a little stronger. So right now he has 1 attack because of this Red House. All right, let's go ahead and add in our obligations. Shuffle, 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 and set ourselves the red. If we lose this, we lose this. That's pretty much how I'm going to treat most of these, because some of these get very, very hard, particularly the next campaign expansion is infamously hard. So I am just going to do the best I can and see how this goes. I have never actually gone against the Red Skull before. Alright, starting with Jessica Drew's apartment already. The rest of this... The Homeland Intervention's actually not too shabby. Let's get rid of this, this, and this. I do want the Monica Chang. Okay. I can work with that. Alright. So, go ahead. That's it for you. Let's go ahead and do your stuff. Alright, Karma we don't need right now. Don't need Counterpunch. Giant Help can be used right now. We don't need Wasp Sting. Yep, and then we'll draw the rest. Okay, not terrible. Alright, and with that, we are good to go. Let's begin. Alright, So first things first, we're going to discard Venom Blast to get out Jessica Drew's apartment. We're going to activate Jessica Drew's apartment to search top 5 for a card. We'll take the Venom Blast. Alright, I'm then going to go ahead and do Strength and Venom Blast to get out Monica Chang. Get ourselves a surveillance team out with an extra charge. Alright. Then I'm going to play Homeland Intervention. Exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control, choose a scheme, and remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted this way. Jessica Drew's shield, so is Monica Chang, and so is the surveillance team. I'll remove 6 from this and discard it. I'll put the discard just above it. Alright, and that's it for Jessica Drew. I am not changing into... we're not going to switch to hero form yet. Alright. So what do we got here? Got a lot of things we can play. We don't need to worry about the giant help now, which is nice. The only problem right now is I don't have enough cards to make things happen. Let's get rid of the giant help to get out the hard to ignore. Perseverance to get out the unflappable, and unfortunately I think I'm going to get rid of Night Nurse for now to get out the electric static armor. Alright, and then I'll go ahead and use Nadia Van Dyne's ability. I'm going to pick Night Nurse. And Wasp Sting. And shuffle them back into the deck. Just making sure. Yeah, they're both science ones, or genius ones. Shuffle. I'm going to go ahead and go into hero form. We will go giant. And then we're going to punch for 2. We're on the board. Alright. Goes to... first we need to do the refresh and all that. So, ready cards. I'm going to go ahead and keep the energy in hand. I don't remember if I actually did Jessica Drew's thing. Well, I needed the shuffle anyway, so we'll just shuffle now. Alright. Draw. Okay. Triskelion, Power Leadership. Another Homeland Intervention. Perfect. And then over here, we'll go ahead and ready. Alright, Pen Particles. Nice. Yeah, with the Armored Vest, I'll be willing to switch out of that. Alright. Enemy phase. 2 threat on the main scheme. And then reveal the top card of the side scheme and put it into play. Censor the Past. Hydra controls all media outlets and uses propaganda to turn the masses against the heroes of the past. Each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile and shuffles them. When it's defeated, you choose 3 cards in the discard and shuffle them back into the deck. It has acceleration and 6 threat. So right now he has +1 attack now. Alright. Then it's going to be a scheme. +2. So that'll be a total of 4. 16 to advance. I will choose to do defend. Boost. If this card resolves during an undefended attack, discard a support you control. I am defending, so this does not trigger. It was 1 damage. I have 3 defense, so it does 0. I'm going to use hard to ignore to reduce the threat by 1. I will use unflappable to draw a card. And then I will use electrostatic armor will do 1 damage. Alright, encounter cards. Assault. Gain Surge. Now where were we? Ah yes, the Killing Blow. Surges, because we're Alter Ego. Better Rival. When revealed, exhaust a character you control for each side scheme in play. Okay. We can exhaust Monica Chang. This is the end for you, Herr Captain. All right. So yeah, there's only one side scheme because we blew up the other one. And yeah, we'll be able to blow up the other one regardless, so that's good. And over here we got Gang Up. Hero, the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Everything is going according to plan. Alright, so boost card. Alright, +2, so just 3 in total. After you, and I didn't defend this time, so it doesn't do any damage. Okay. Resolve that. And oop. Well, that got all big. Let's scale that down. There we go. Alright, and then we pass the rock. Kadoki. So, I was thinking about swapping just so I can get some more card draw, but with how things are going, maybe we will not. So I don't really need... Well, I can use the thwart from that. Okay. Oh, I can't thwart with her anyway. So the Wasp helmet I don't really need right now. So let's do Pim Particles with Black Widow. Or sorry, no, just Pim Particles by itself to play Armored Vest. So I have +1 defense. Since I'm in Giant form, this is going to heal me for 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch to Tiny form. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Pim Particles and the Wasp helmet to play Wasp Sting, which will do 5 damage. Yep, 5 damage. I'll draw a card because of the Pim Particles. I'm now in Tiny form. Another Wasp Sting. Okay. That is it for her. Goes to Spider-Woman. I'm going to go ahead and search top 5. I'm going to grab Maria Hill as an aspect card. All right. So, do I want to go hero form now? Does seem mighty tempting. Sure, let's go hero form. All right. I'm going to go ahead and use Power of Leadership to get out Maria Hill. That'll get me a charge, get me a card, get you a card. I'm then going to go ahead and discard Agent 13. Yeah, discard Agent 13 for now to get the Triskelion out. That gets me another charge. And then I'm going to go ahead and do Homeland Intervention again, which will get me a 3rd charge. Wait, is that right? No, that's sorry. It should be 2. I did Justice and Leadership. I didn't do any other colors. So I'm going to exhaust up to 3 shield cards. I'm going to pick Maria Hill, Surveillance Team, and Triskelion, and use that to get rid of all of this. When defeated, each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile and shuffles them into the deck. All right. I pick Homeland Intervention. Homeland Intervention. It's just 3 any cards, right? 3 cards, yeah. I'll pick those and a Strength. And then shuffle them back into the deck, right? Oop. Sorry about that. That was incorrect. Yeah, shuffles back into the deck. So shuffle. And then for you, what 3 cards do I want? Pin Particle, and I guess Wasp Sting? Yeah, Wasp Sting is fine. Actually has to be a non-elite. This guy's elite, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, he is. Alright, yeah, I'll do Wasp Sting. And shuffle those 3 cards in. Okay. I'm then going to go ahead and punch for 3. And then I'm going to discard Contaminate Immunity to play Self-Propelled Glide to ready again, and then punch again for 3. Do I want to punch again? Let's actually thwart for 3 instead. No need to rush. Alright. With that, let's go ahead and discard and draw. I'm going to discard Murder and Black Widow. I'm going to keep Wasp Sting just in case. One, two, three, 4. Okay, we can do some things with that. That's not bad at all. Alright, and then here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, rapid response. Perfect. Alright. Got some very good cards in there. Alright then. Then it goes to enemy phase. Get 4. Get a new side scheme. Hydra Patrol. Hydra soldiers perform routine patrols to maintain control of their territory. Has 4. And then when it's defeated, it's going to spawn some Hydra minions. Alright. Then he's going to attack. Wasp will defend. Nothing. So it's going to be 1 versus 3 because I have +1 defense from Armor Vest, so it does 0. I'll use Hard to Ignore to reduce the threat. Use Unflappable to draw a card. And use Electrostatic Armor to do a damage. Alright, and then for Spider-Woman, I'm going to go ahead and defend. If you're in hero form, the villain attacks you after this. Okay, so if you're in hero form, you are in hero form. The villain attacks you after this activation, but do not deal any boost cards for that attack. Okay, so he's going to do 1 damage, which I have 3 defense right now, so it does 0. And then he's going to attack again for 1, but no boost card. I'm going to go ahead and use Monica Chang to soak that hit for 1 damage. Okay. Encounter card. And encounter card. Spreading Lies. When revealed, place 2 threat on each scheme in play. With my great and unmatched cunning, Hydra will reign supreme. So it goes up to 5, goes up to 6. And we have to get rid of Hydra Patrol first because it has a crisis. Alright. Infinite Power. Hero, give Red Skull tough, and Red Skull attacks you. Okie dokie. Here, have a tough. And I'll just let him attack me. Boost card. +1. So he does 2 damage. He has 1 from the side scheme and then 1 from the boost. Alright. And that's everybody. Pass the rock. Alright, this goes away. Hoo boy. Alright. I think for now, let's go ahead and go into Alter Ego. I'm going to use the Department to take a look at the top 5. Alright. So with that, okay, we can make that work. Let's grab the Homeland Intervention again. That's hilarious. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and play the Homeland Intervention. Exhaust these shield characters to get rid of this side scheme. Alright. And then let's go ahead and do Energy and rapid response to get the helicarrier out. And I'm going to go ahead and use the helicarrier on Wasp so she can reduce that cost by 1. Alright, so we'll just put a counter here to show that we've got the reduction right now. Okay, Wasp. I'm going to, what is the next card I play? Yeah, the next card I play. Yeah, that works. So yeah, I'll use Genius and then that reduction to play Quinn Carrier. And then I'm going to use Quinn Carrier, Rapid Growth, and Wasp Sting to play Moon Girl. I get to draw 2 cards. And then I will go ahead and use Strength. Well, make sure I did that right. Yeah, I used the Quinn Carrier in this. Yeah, that works. Yep. So Moon Girl's out. Oh, I can't play Moon Girl. Oh my god, I think I made my mistake again, didn't I? I did. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rewind. I need to... By the time you see this video, I've redone the Zola fight. I did check the other fights. Only Zola was the one I made this annoying mistake with. So I can't play Moon Girl because I have to be a champion or Genius, and Genius is only in Alter Ego form. So instead of playing Moon Girl, I'm going to go ahead and use Quinn Carrier and do Rapid Growth and Wasp Sting to play Pinpoint Strike. And this will do 8 damage. Or nope, can't do 8 damage there. Change of plans. Yeah, in that case, I will just go Alter Ego. So I'll use the Quinn Carrier, Pinpoint Strike, and Wasp Sting to get out Moon Girl. Get these cards back. This time I'll get an additional 1. Oh, now I get Red Room Training. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use Strength and get out Red Room Training. So now I have Piercing, and then I'll use Rapid Growth to get out Night Nurse. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use a charge of Night Nurse to gain a health. Actually, I probably won't redo the solo fight. I'll just make a note that I screwed up again. Alright. So, that is... Oh, and then of course I'll activate Girl. We want to get Pinpoint Strike and Genius back into the deck. Also, I'll go ahead and thwart with Moon Girl. Get that down to 3. And that's going to be it, unfortunately. Okay. Let's go ahead and draw up to 6. Yeah, we'll just draw. And we'll see if we can make this work. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okie dokie. Don't remember if I shuffled or not, but I don't remember what the cards were in the first place. Alright, and then over here... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then it goes enemy phase, gain 2, gain one of these. Hydra reinforcement. What Hydra lacks in skill, they make up for with sheer numbers. When defeated, the player who defeated the Oh, I forgot something. I forgot to spawn shit. Searches the encounter deck and discard pile. I will search the discard. I will search the discard pile. Well, I will put this guy in. So each one of them should have gotten a Hydra minion. Yep. Also, this should have been discarded here. So fix that issue. All right. So there we go. So this went from 5 to 3. Now it's back up to 5. We got this now. When defeated, the player who defeated this enemy discards a non-elite minion. So with this, if we take it out, we get rid of the minions. So good news is these side schemes are not too bad. They're actually beneficial for destroying them. All right. Red Skull is going to scheme. Give the villain a tough status and another boost card. Okay. If this card resolves during an undefeated attack, discard a support you control. All right, well, this is a scheme, so nothing happens. So it just gives +2. He's going to scheme for 1. Good old Hydra regular. We've read that before, though. And then over here, we're going to get another scheme. Attach the Red Skull. Okay. So Red Skull's Luger. +1 attack, +1 scheme. Gains piercing and range, and you have to spend all one of each type to discard it. All right, so that actually makes it so he has 11, 3 scheme in total, so it goes up to 11. And then this guy schemes for 0. All right, let's pass the rock. Oh wait, that was just scheming. Encounter cards. Attach the Red Skull. Red Skull's right hook. Gains retaliate 1, and then again spend everything to get rid of it. I'm your superior in every way. All right. And then over here, alter ego, so it surges. And we get ourselves some Hydra soldiers with guard. Okay. So we got that going for us. Okie dokie, pass rock. Also, this all should have been readied. Okay. And then all of this should have been readied. Okay. Well, let's get to work. So, biggest issue here is the Hydra soldier. There's not much we can do about it. I'm gonna go ahead and use girl and get some more cards in here. Shuffle these in. All right. So, okay, we can make this work. I'm going to go ahead and go to tiny form. And I'm going to go ahead and spend a Quinn Carrier and a Pym Particle to get out Ironheart, which is going to let me draw a card because of Ironheart, and then 1 for the Pym Particle as well. All right, next, I'm going to go ahead and discard Ant-Man. Do I want to discard Ant-Man? Yeah, discard. I really want that Pinpoint Strike. Well, I've already drawn the card, so yeah, I'll just stick with what I got. Actually, I will request a Helicarrier activation. So you can ask for this. It could be choose a player. So yeah, I'll ask Jessica Drew to use Helicarrier. So I now will reduce my next card by 1. Let's go ahead and read up on that real quick. It's called the ask action, isn't it? Or is it called request? Trigger, yeah, trigger and request. 37. Alright, triggered ability. Resource, simultaneous resolution, when revealed, action. Alright. Action. Okay, yeah, so can be triggered by during their turn or by request during another player's turn. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to request this helicarrier to activate, get 1 cost reduction, and then we can go to work. So I'm going to discard Ant-Man to get out Vivian. So the way Vivian works is after Vivian enters play, choose an attachment, non-elite minion, or non-permanent side scheme until the end of the round that treat that card's printed text box as it were blank. I'm going to pick Hydra Soldier. That way I don't have to trigger the on-defeat effect. Okay. And then I'm going to discard all of these to play Pinpoint Strike. Pinpoint Strike, I'm going to do 8 damage to Hydra Soldier, so it's going to do 4 to him. And then it's going to do 4 to Red Skull. He does have Tough, but I have Piercing. Discard any Tough status cards from the target before dealing any damage. So let's make sure the Piercing works as I think it does. $27. I'm just making sure it's not an attack. That has to be. From the attacked character before dealing damage. So it doesn't work the way I want it to. Okay. So actually, before we do this... Okay, so before I do Pinpoint Strike... So right now, Hydra Soldier is treated as blank, so he doesn't actually have guard right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use Ironheart to eat up the Tough. Then I'll use Pinpoint Strike. I'll do 4 here, and then 4 to Red Skull. It won't trigger Retaliate. It will kill Ironheart, though. The Retaliate does trigger on him. Or her, rather. Alright. Then, I do 1 more damage because of Small But Mighty. And then... let's go ahead and... How are you on this side? Okay, she can handle the scheme on her own. I'm going to go ahead and thwart with Vivian, which will do 2 damage to her and kill her, but it'll get rid of 2 threat there. I'm also going to go ahead and thwart with Moon Girl. Get rid of 2 more. And I'm going to go ahead and thwart with Wasp here for 1 more. It's about as good as we're going to get there. Alright. And then over here we got Jessica Drew. I'm going to go ahead and use Surveillance Team. Maria Hill and Monica Chang. All of them will thwart to get rid of this. Oh, I messed up. We should have gotten 1 more encounter card. And it would have been over here. Okay, so we just get an extra enemy. Yeah, we should have gotten an extra encounter card from that. Yeah, this triggers on the step 1, but this triggers later. Okay, but now we get rid of it, and then the player who defeated this scheme discards a non-elite enemy. Oh, only him. Okay. Or her, rather. I'll get rid of this Hydra Flame Soldier, then. Actually... yeah, we'll get rid of the Hydra Flame Soldier. I thought it was each player. That's okay, because that's why I wasn't bothering to kill the Hydra Jet Trooper. Alright, not a big deal. Then, let's go ahead and I've already used the helicarrier. I'll use Jessica Drew's apartment. Search top 5. We got pheromones and government liaison. Okay, we're gonna get pheromones out. All right, let's go ahead and switch to hero form. I'm gonna go ahead and use Power of Leadership to play pheromones. So this will stun and confuse. And you get a charge. Let's go ahead and use a strength to get out the finesse. And then I'm going to use said finesse to play inconspicuous, which will reduce this by 3 and bring you up to 2. And then yeah, that's probably it, because yeah, I can't access that. Oh, I do take the retaliate from the oh no, I don't do that from the pinpoint strike because it was through overkill. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just have Spider Woman kill this regular, like so, and that's gonna be it on that front. Okie dokie, let's go ahead and ready. All right. Let's go ahead and keep that in hand for now. I'll just draw. Okie dokie. And then you ready, and you're good to go. All right. So it's going to go gain this. Prison camps. When Hydra is ruled, under Hydra's rule, families are separated and incarcerated without due process. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an ally and puts it into play and shuffles their deck. Neat. Now, Keith's part is it's put into play, so be sure to. So if it's not played, you don't trigger certain effects. Yeah, in fact, it will trigger Vivian, so that's good. But it won't trigger some of these others. It works with Ant-Man at least. All right, and then this thing's going to have 6. All right. So we gained our 2 there. That's fine. Get this. Red Skull is going to attack Wasp, which is just going to eat up that stun. Hydra Jet Trooper is also going to attack, which Wasp will defend against. It does 2, so it's going to do 0 damage. I'm going to go ahead and trigger Hard to Ignore and Unflappable. And then Electrostatic will do 1 damage here. Alright, then it goes to attack on Spider Woman. Spider Woman will go ahead and defend. And another boost card. Oh, and tough again. Plus 2. Alright, so it's going to be a total of 4 damage, so I'll take 1. It's 1 because of Side Scheme, 1 because of Skull, and then 2 boost icons. Alright, then we get an encounter card, this time only 1 each. Attach to Red Skull. Master Strategist. When Red Skull activates, give him an additional boost card for each Side Scheme in play, then discard this card. Max once per activation. In chess, the only piece that truly matters is the king, and that's me. Neat. And then over here, we have attached to Red Skull, another right hook. Oh boy. We probably need to get rid of these. I mean, the Retaliates I actually don't care about. The Luger is probably the biggest thing. Alright, pass the rock. Okie dokie. This goes away. Alright. Let's go ahead and use Helicarrier and Global Logistics to get out this finesse. I'll use both finesses to get out Surveillance Team. I'm not going to worry about the charge because I'm going to be tagging out anyway. Alright. Let's go Alter Ego. Use Jessica Drew's apartment, search top 5. We'll take the, I guess I can take the inconspicuous. Sure, we'll take the inconspicuous. Alright. And I'm just seeing if we have any way of thwarting. Yes, okay. I'm going to go ahead and use both Surveillance Teams and Maria Hill. To get this down to 2. Alright. And then for Wasp, let's get to work here. I'll use Counterpunch and Pim Particles to get out Clea and draw a card. Not much else we can do about that. Alright, let's do... How much damage can I do? What, 5? Yeah. Okay. What I will probably go ahead and do is get rid of that gun. So that is a fist icon, genius, and energy. Get rid of that. And unfortunately, that's kind of all I can do. I can't do anything about the prison camp. I'll go ahead and thwart for 1. Actually, we'll thwart the main scheme. There we go. Damage for you. And I will go ahead and stay in tiny form for now. Yeah, that works for me. Alright. Spider-Woman. Go ahead and just ready and draw. Did I shuffle? No, I did not. Definitely did not remember to shuffle. Alright. Over here, we'll keep the genius, draw everything else. Okay. Onwards. Okay. First, this is going to gain 3 because we do have an acceleration. Mass Chaos. Red Skull creates catastrophes across the country to keep his enemies busy. Each player discards the top 5 cards of their deck and places 1 threat here for each different type of resource icon they discarded this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's 3. And then for you, 1, 2, 4, and 5. So another 3. And then we will get in a counter card. Alright. Then he's going to scheme, which will eat up the confusion. And then I'm going to get attacked. So he right now has +2. I will defend with Wasp. Get our boost card. +2, so that's a total of 4. Oh, sorry, gets an additional boost card. Actually, you know what? I'm going to defend with Clea. I didn't realize he was going to get a second one. Yeah. Give him an additional boost card for each... Oh, for each side scheme. Holy cow. It's going to be this. Alright. This gets discarded. Clea is going to explode. 2, 4, 5, 6 to Clea. And then I'm going to defend against the Hydra Trooper, who's going to take a damage. And then I get to remove a threat and draw a card. All right. Okay. Pass the rock. Let's get to work. All right. Let's use oh, sorry, we got to do encounter cards. Draw 1, draw 1. Place 2 threats on each scheme in play. 7, 8, 4. Okay, I can still do side schemes, but I can't target the main scheme while the crisis is out. Alright, and then for you, exhaust the character you control for each side scheme in play. Well, I don't have any other characters, so I'm good to go on that. Alright. And then for here, a Hydra Jet Trooper, which is going to quick strike for 2. I will take the 2. Okay, now we pass the rock. I'm going to go ahead and use Night Nurse to heal for 1. And I do have piercing. Alright. This will hurt a bit. I'm going to use Perseverance and Quinn Carrier to do Wasp Sting. So I have piercing. I'm attacking directly. I am going to take 2 damage from Retaliates, but I pierce through the tough and do 5 damage. Actually, you know what? Let's just go for kill. So instead of Wasp Sting, I'll do Rapid Growth and play Pinpoint Strike. So that's going to do 8 damage, which will be enough to take him down. Advanced stage. Each player's dealt an encounter card. Got it. And he has 32 health. He also has 3 scheme and 1 base attack. Okay. Then I'll use Genius and Wasp Sting to do Pinpoint Strike. And I'm targeting the Hydra Jet Trooper that's already been wounded. So he's going to take 1 damage. The other 7 goes to him. And then he's going to take 1 more from Small But Mighty. Alright. Hopefully we can stay alive just long enough. Let's go ahead and switch to... I mean, there's not much we can do about these. Let's go ahead and switch to Alter Ego. And I'm going to go ahead and add Genius and Pinpoint Strike back into the deck. That's all I can really do. Alright. Spider-Woman. Jessica Drew's apartment. Search the remaining 4. We'll just take the command team. Like so. Okie dokie. let's go ahead and go to hero form. I'm going to go ahead and do finesse to play inconspicuous. I'll get rid of 3 there. I'm going to go ahead and spend a surveillance to go ahead and get rid of this entirely. The player who defeated this scheme searches their deck and discards for an ally and puts it into play. I will pick Agent 13. This goes away. Alright. Okie dokie. Next. I'm going to use Helicarrier and Genius to get out Sky Destroyer. I'm going to go ahead and thwart for 2 with Agent 13. Also, I played Inconspicuous earlier, so I should get a counter on this. Okay. And then, since I'll ready a support, I'm going to ready the Helicarrier. I'm going to go ahead and use Finesse and the Helicarrier to get out Pheromones. I'll get another counter. And more importantly, I'll stun and confuse you. Then I'm going to go ahead and spend Command Team and Contaminate Immunity. I mean, I could do it the other way. So I could do this to get this to, actually, I'm going to spend Government Liaison and Contaminant Immunity to get out Command Team. I'll use Sky Destroyer to get 2 damage on there. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a counter on this, so it's going to be down to 2. Ready an ally. I'm going to ready Agent 13. And then I'm going to Surveillance Team. Get this down to 5. I'm going to thwart with Agent 13. Get it down to 3. I'm going to ready a Surveillance Team. I'm going to use the last counter on this to get this down to 2. Actually, I don't need to. I don't need to. In that case, I'm not going to ready anything. Instead, I'm just going to go straight to thwarting for 3. Actually, no, I'll still go ahead and ready it. Instead, I'm going to use that last charge to get rid of a threat here. And then that is kind of all I can do. I did my best. All right, you get to ready, and then draw 6. All right, you get to ready. Then you're going to draw these. Get another encounter card. 1, 2, that's it. All right, here goes. Gain 2. Get this thing. Sleeper awakens. Rising from the Potomac River, the Sleeper has awakened to answer the Red Skull summon. The scheme cannot leave play while the Sleeper is in play. Put the Sleeper into play engaged with the first player. When the Sleeper is defeated, remove this card from the game. The Sleeper. Guard, Retaliate 1, and Toughness. When revealed, the Sleeper engages the first player. When defeated, remove it from the game. He has 1 scheme, 3 attack, and 10 health. 5 per player. Alright. So we're going to be a little busy. Okie dokie. Then we'll go ahead and he's going to scheme against Nadia here, which will eat up the confusion. The Sleeper will scheme for 1. And then he's going to, the Hydra Jet Trooper will scheme for 0. And then he's going to attack Spider Woman, which will eat up the stun. And then we get encounter cards. Lots of them. Shadows of the Past. Okay. We get to add in the Beetle, this side scheme, and then all these cards. Alright, so we got the Beetle. We've seen her before. As an additional cost for each hero to make a basic attack, that hero must spend 1 of any resource. As 4. Okay. Bye-bye Shadows of the Past. And then Hydra Exo Soldier has Toughness. Careful team, these guys pack a punch. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 5 health. Very annoying. Alright, and then over here we have Hydra Soldiers. Infinite power. He gets a tough and he attacks me. I'll have to spend a resource to make things happen. Alright, we'll just get punched. See what happens. It's gonna do... Wow, that's gonna do so much. Well, good luck. Just +1. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's gonna do 4 damage to her. And then that gets discarded. And then caught off guard. Discard an upgrade T. Alright, so discard an upgrade or support. I'm going to discard Triskelion. Oh boy. Alright. So we need to do 22 damage before we die. So that's what's happening here. Alright, pass the rock. This goes away. How do we want to do this? Alright, I want to use Helicarrier and Strength to get out Mockingbird. This will also do 2 damage with Sky Destroyer. God, there's just so much junk here. I mean, I'm not that concerned about the Hydra robot, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just going to do 2 damage to Red Skull, which will just get soaked up by the Tough. Get that off there. Alright. I do stun him, which I'll happily do. I'm going to go ahead and thwart for 2 on this guy. And I'll ready a yeah, that's fine. I will ready a Sky Destroyer. Do I ready Sky Destroyer? No, let's go. Yeah, we'll ready Sky Destroyer. That's actually no, that won't make any difference. I'll just ready Helicarrier. All right. I'm gonna use both the finesses to Venom Blast, which will kill this guy and get me another encounter card. I'm going to go ahead and thwart with Mockingbird and use the last charge of this to get rid of this. Actually, this gets put in the discard. Also this, well, this would have shuffled the moment that it got empty, and then this gets discarded. Alright. Okay. The annoying part about the Sleeper Awakens is it's a permanent +1 as long as the Sleeper's around. And he has guard. So we have we're not getting through. So we'll put it that way. Alright. I did get a charge from the Venom Blast, so that puts me at that. I'm going to go ahead and thwart for 2. Or no, sorry, thwart for 2. Then I'm going to do self-propelled. Actually, yeah, I'll do self-propelled glide to ready again and thwart for another 2. Get this down to 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch to Ultra Ego. And you know what? Let's. I'm going to go ahead and do Helicarrier on Nadia. Okay, Nadia. What do we have? Pinpoint Strike and Wasp Sting. Got that. All right. Next, let's go ahead and switch to hero form. And we're going to go ahead and use the Quinn Carrier and the reduction we got earlier for Wasp Sting. Deals 5 damage if tiny form. So I will target the Hydra Exo Soldier. I have piercing, so it pierces through the tough and kills it. Small but Mighty activates and does 1 damage. Alright. Next, I'll go ahead and use Night Nurse to heal for 1. I'll go ahead and get out Biosynthetic Wings. And then not too concerned about most of that. I'll go ahead and thwart for 1. And then I'll get out the hard to ignore. Alright. Let's ready up. And draw some cards. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then for you, I will just draw 4. Okay. Got a Pinpoint Strike ready. That's good. And then you ready. And then we go 6. Red House. Okay, now I can't damage him. So I gotta deal with that again. He's going to scheme for 4. He's going to attack Wasp, but that'll eat up the stun. I'm then going to get attacked by the Sleeper. I'm going to guard against that, so I'll take nothing. The Electrostatic will get rid of the tough. I'll use the Hard to Ignores and Unflappable to reduce that by 2. And then Jet Trooper is going to attack for 2, and Beetle's going to attack for 1. I'll block Beetle for 1 with Mockingbird, and I'll just take the 2. Okay. Oh, actually, I will use Synthetic Wings to take 1 less. Alright. Whew. Counter card and counter card. Alright, well, I'll exhaust this to get rid of it. Attach the Beetle if able. If you cannot, attach the villain. Attached character gets plus 4 HP. Ugh, why can't I ever find anything around here? Janice Lincoln. Alright. And then for you, Hail Hydra. Each Hydra minion engaged with a hero makes an attack against the hero that each player who was not attacked this way searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion. Give me a Hydra regular. So we'll resolve that. And unfortunately, not much we can do about what's coming. It's going to do 3 whole damage. Yeah, I'll just take it all. Okay. Pass the rock. Okie dokie. So, what are we going to do? Don't need to exhaust you. Alright. Let's use Quinn. Actually, yeah. Can we do it that way? Sure. Quinn Carrier and Martyr. Play Ironheart. Draw a card. All right. I'm then going to use Pen Particles, Rapid Growth, and Black Widow to do Pinpoint Strike. So this will be 8 damage. I'm going to have it all go to the Hydra Jet Trooper, so it's going to kill him and do 5 damage to Red. Oh, actually, I can't do it. Can't do it. The reason why I can't do that is because Red House is there. So, instead, we'll do 8 damage to this guy. Which will do 1 damage back. Alright. I do draw a card for that because of Pen Particle. Yeah, Pen Particle. So I draw a card. I'll then go ahead and play that last heart to ignore. Alright. And, can I survive another hit? Not really. Let's go ahead and go hero form. I'll go ahead and activate Nadia. Do we have a genius? No, we have a Pin Particle, though. Pin Particle and a Pinpoint Strike. Okay. Jessica. Jessica Drew's apartment. Search top 5. I'll take the... I'll take Monica Chang. Ooh, actually. The rapid response would be nice. But I think I need the Monica Chang right now. I need as much help as I can get. Alright, so I was planning on healing, but that's not happening. Let's go ahead and... So I can do, what, 6 there? I can get rid of it. Let's, yeah, we'll go hero form. Go in hero form. I'm going to spend the 2 finesses to pheromones. So you're stunned and confused for now. And then let's go ahead and self-propelled glide with Captain Marvel to play Government Liaison. I'm going to use that to do 2 damage to an enemy. I'm going to get rid of the sleeper. And then when the sleeper is defeated, remove this card from the game. So this gets removed. This gets removed from the game. Don't have to worry about him anymore. He can't hurt us anymore. Alright. Then I'm going to reduce my next card by 1 to play Inconspicuous. Reduce this by 3. And then I'm going to use Homeland Intervention to exhaust this, and remove 6 threat from this. And then that's it. I'm going to keep Monica Chang in hand. Also, I think I gained another charge here, which does matter, because I'm nearly dead. Okay. Ready everything. Draw 6. Okay, looking good. You can get that much. Alright. Goes to... give me a moment. Okay, yeah, those cards looked familiar. I had not actually shuffled. Alright. Okay, not too much different. Alright. Enemy phase. Gain those. Draw this. Hydra Patrol goes up to 4. He's going to scheme, which will eat up the confusion. He's going to scheme for 1. The other guy's going to scheme for 0. All right. Then he's going to attack Spider-Woman, which will eat up the stun. And then the Hydra regular is going to attack. I'm going to have Mockingbird block it. Okay. Encounter card. Encounter card. Oh, we get our acceleration, and then this gets shuffled, and you get your encounter card. All right. Insight 1. Discard and upgrade our support. Okay. I will discard command team for now. All right. That's everybody. Pass the rock. All right. We're alive somehow. So let's get to work. I'm going to use Government Liaison and both Finesses to get out Monica Chang. Is it in the discard? Yeah, it is. Surveillance team. Okay, 4 charges on that. All right. I will go ahead and use said charge. Oh, and I get a charge, +1/+1 counter. All right. Let's get rid of... Let's go ahead and get rid of this Hydra regular. Okay, then I'm going to... Oh, also Sky Destroyer will activate and do 2 damage. I'll do it to Red Skull. All right. And then I'm going to use Power of Leadership and Surveillance Team to play Venom Blast. I'll do 5 damage with that. I'll do it to Red Skull. I'm going to take 2 in return. And then I'm going to use Helicarrier to do Inconspicuous to get rid of 3 threat. Sorry, I was doing the Surveillance Team earlier. So I'll do this. And then get rid of it, because I have to. I'll use Monica Chang to get rid of 1 threat here. Also, we need to go through and get... I'll get a Hydra regular here. Put that back. Also, you go to the other discard. Do we have any more Hydra regulars? No. I'll take the Hydra soldier. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and go Alter Ego. And that'll be it. Oh, actually, I'm going to go ahead and use Agent 13, the thwart for 2. And use her activation for Helicarrier, and I'm going to use Helicarrier on Nadia. Alright. Also, this guy... Okay, he's just guarded. Okay. Whew. Let's... I'm going to use... Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it that way. That's fine. So 2 Perseverances to get out Moon Girl. Draw 2 cards. Okay. Gets rid of this. I'll go ahead and use Girl to get Night Nurse and Wasp Sting back in. I'm going to go ahead and use Recover to heal for 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and go Hero Form. I'm going to go ahead and use Moon Girl and Ironheart to get rid of Hydra Jet Trooper. And then I'm going to go ahead and do Genius plus Counterpunch to get Pinpoint Strike. I'm going to target the Hydra regular. So 2 damage go here, 6 damage goes here, and then +1 because it's small but mighty. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Strength to get out Vivian. So it only lasts for 1 round, so I don't care about blinking anything, to be honest. Instead, I'm just going to use her to thwart for 2. Get that down to 4. That's it. Ready cards. Okay. Ready cards. Alright. I don't think I shuffled, because these are on top. Those are the cards I added in. Give me a moment. I, in fact, did not shuffle. I still got Night Nurse somehow, and I still got a Wasp Sting, but it's in a different order, so at least it's shuffled. Okay. Enemy phase. Get 3. Another one of these. Has 6. Alright. So Red Skull's going to scheme and gets a tough. So total of 4, so up to 11. Hydra Regular is going to scheme for 2, so we're 12 out of 16. Then I'm going to get punched. It right now has 2 attack. I will defend. Actually, I will defend with... actually, no, I will defend with Wasp. +2. Alright. So the good news is he has a total of 4. I have 3 defense, and then I'm going to use the synthetic wings to make it 0. So I took 0 damage. I'll do 1 damage because of electrostatic armor. Gets rid of the tough. I'll use hard to ignore to reduce this by 3. And flappable to draw a card. And then I'm going to get punched by Beetle and Hydra Soldier. I'll have Ironheart take the 2 damage from Hydra Soldier, and I'll take the 1 damage from Beetle. Okay. Counter card and counter card. What do you got? Hey, you got your gun back. Give Red Skull tough, and he attacks me. Oh boy. Alright, I will block with Moon Girl. Okay, so it would have been 5 damage. So bye-bye Moon Girl. Alright, and then pass the rock. Okay, little bit of a problem. I still have multiple guards to punch through that I need to do. And there's not much I can do about that. Alright, I think at this point I need to just get rid of the Beetle. So yeah, that's probably what I'm going to have to do. Okay. Indomitable. Giant Help, Wasp Sting, Pinpoint Strike. Do 8 damage to this guy. I will discard a Fist. Or sorry, it's just spend 1, right? Spend a resource, so I'm going to use a Wild from the Quinn Carrier to take care of that. And that gets discarded, so now he gets discarded instead of reshuffled in. Small Mighty will trigger and get rid of the Tough again. And then I'm going to discard the Giant Help to get out Night Nurse and use her charge to heal for 1. Alright. Okay, Jessica. Can we do like 7 damage somehow? Contaminant immunity. Yeah, there's a possibility. Okay. Let's search top 5. I'll take the Maria Hill. Okay, I'm going to go Hero Form. I'm going to use Power of Leadership to play Pheromones. Confused and Tough. Then I'm going to spend these finesses to get out Maria Hill. A finesse and a government liaison to get out Maria Hill. Sky Destroyer will do 2 damage. We definitely got rid of that Tough. That was for the damage earlier. Alright. And you can't have multiple Toughs. Okay. So, stunned. Pretty sure this confusion should have been discarded as well, but or maybe I dragged it out. Or maybe I dragged out the wrong thing. I don't know. This is the longest battle ever. Alright, so Pheromones, get out Maria Hill. I'm still only +1. Did the 2 damage. Okay, yeah, I was just going crazy. I had accidentally drug out Tough instead of stunned. So I should not have Tough right now, so it should take 2 damage, get down to 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Global Logistics. I'll exhaust... Actually, we'll wait on that. I'll use Finesse and Helicarrier to do Contaminant Immunity. Heal 3 and get Tough. So I've done Protection and Pheromones. Or not Pheromones, Protection and Leadership. So I win at this point. Yeah, I could just sacrifice everyone at this point, and it will be enough. But just in case, Command Team and Global Logistics to get out Quake. That's Justice, so now we're at that. I'll hit for 4 damage. Take the Retaliate. I don't know if they're separate instances, or if they stack. After a character with his attack, X damage there. So yeah, I don't know if this just stacks or not. I'm assuming they stack. I don't know if they're separate, but either way, it would either do 0 or 1 damage, and then I would follow up with any of these characters. This guy does not have guard, so that would finish him off, and that should be everything. I apologize if I made any mistakes. Obviously, this was a very complicated battle. But yeah, you definitely have to have somebody that can actually do consistent amount of thwarting to actually handle him. We had a very strong start with the Homeland interventions at the beginning. I pretty much every round I just popped one and took advantage of the fact that, you know, Jessica Drew is actually a shield spy. So I was able to just dish out six thwart all at once. That definitely got us kind of a head start. And the retaliates were very dangerous, but of course we had a way to bypass that. And honestly, this guy wasn't too bad. I mean, by the time he came out, he was the last card. Worst case scenario, he could have been one of the first, in which case we would have had to deal with him like every round for a while, because, you know. But even then, like I said, Pinpoint Strike just does so much damage. It's literally, it just kind of just shreds everything. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I apologize for all the mistakes. I'm probably going to go, by the time you see this video, you probably have already noticed that I made a mistake with Zola. It's just hard to remember about Moon Girl. Like, I can only play this while in Alter Ego. I did catch this before in a previous, I think it was with Crossbones. Or not Crossbones, with Taskmaster. It's either with Taskmaster or Absorbing Man, but in either case, I went and checked those videos, and it seemed like I didn't make that same issue. So Zola's the only one where I accidentally played Moon Girl while in Avenger form. So I apologize for that. But that one mistake I'm not going to go back for at this point. So yeah, overall this expansion is pretty good. I will say the difficulty curve is a little weird, because honestly I found Crossbones much more difficult to deal with than Absorbing Man. Just, I don't know why, but Absorbing Man is, I mean, even in the ratings that some people have posted, Absorbing Man is rated lower than Crossbones. Part of it also is I am using a character that does defend, so I don't have any attacks that are undefended. Taskmaster was definitely pretty out of control. Zola was just crazy long. That's definitely the thing I've noticed. A lot of these harder ones take just longer to complete. I think this video is going to be like 2 hours, so I apologize for how long it was, but hopefully you guys got some enjoyment out of it, or did not get sick from my camera spinning around all the time. Honestly, for Spider-Woman and Wasp, drawing the Shadows of the Past is actually kind of preferable, because those cards are a lot easier to deal with than the stuff that the actual villain provides. Like, I mean, I'm happy to just get some Hydra regulars as opposed to, you know, regular Hydra soldiers, or, you know, all these things that are just constantly stacking one after the other. All right. And then as for the rest of it, I mean, I'm pretty familiar with Spider-Woman. I like this particular build where you kind of focus more on doing shield agent stuff. I did a lot more swapping than I expected, mainly because Pheromones is just really, really good. Pheromones alone is just worth swapping into, just so you can get that confusion and stun out of there. And then Wasp, I particularly enjoy. Like I said, the only complication is the Moon Girl thing, because I have to be in Alter Ego. But everything else, like, I think I have a Justice version of her as well that's just designed to stay in Alter Ego. And I think it also uses shield agents. But for protection, this one is definitely not bad at all. She definitely has the defense to make up for it, and she can kind of just, with a combination of her unflappable and pin particles, she can kind of just stay in tiny form, along with biosynthetic wings and all that. Giant form does have its uses, of course, with the Retaliate 1, but obviously I think tiny form was actually, strangely enough, a lot better. The stats are definitely vastly different for Giant, but it's just the added benefits of drawing cards and having piercing ended up just being a lot better. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am The Depressed Hero. This was Marvel Champions, and I'll see you guys later.